everyone. I'm starting the process of those closures for my inner fender wells for the 2024 Mustang GT. So I've posted a couple of videos about the openings in everyone's inner fender well in the front that stones will be coming off of and creating some damage and prematurely cause rot and rust in this area here where the hole is. You can see this brace that's coming off the K-member is already beat up and down to bare metal, and lots of chips in through here, which is obviously a bad spot. So I'm gonna attempt to make some closures. I'm gonna use chopped fiberglass mat. I'm a novice fiberglass guy. I can do little stuff, and I'm sure there's people that can do much better. So I'm not going to go into the real weeds with the details on how to do the fiberglass as much as the process in which I'm doing it on the fenders. So I would definitely encourage those of you who have not developed skills in using fiberglass, if you wanted to go this way, to definitely look at people's videos. There's some pretty talented people out there. So anyway, all right, well, this is the process, so stay tuned, and we're gonna walk you through how I'm doing it. Thanks. Greetings, everybody. Working on these 2024 Mustang inner fender well closures. First step I'm trying with is fiberglass. So I'm gonna make a backup for the fiberglass, chopped fiberglass mat. I'm just using some duct tape. This is a starting point. We're here. I've just started building this. So the mold, if you will, ultimately will look something like this. And we'll see. We're gonna try and get this together with some chopped glass, and then I'll make a backup to it that fastens through the face with some plastic body panel rivets. So this is step one. Here we are, step two. I've got the mold done on both of the fenders. And again, I'm just using duct tape to back it up for now. Put a little wax on it for release. I just took some basic chop mat here and cut it up into little squares, and I'll manipulate them into pieces and place them in here with the resin on the duct tape first, and then work resin into them. This is what I'm using, just a Bondo fiberglass resin. It's polyester resin, and your hardener. It's 10 drops per ounce. I saved my little cups from yogurt and stuff. They work really well for doing these little small batches versus buying some containers. So that's one thing that's a little good cost saving. So, all right, so we're gonna get this done. Step two is just putting these little pieces of chop in there. So we'll see how it looks when we're done. Okay, our next step, we've taken out the molds, cleaned them up. The backside where I waxed, I opened up with some sandpaper, cleaned it off with some acetone. So now I'm going to make a backup plate for this that I can fasten it to. This is the piece from the other side, so you can see, you know, kind of the odd geometry of it. So we'll see how it goes. So far it's going along all right. So we'll get this one formed up here, and we'll look at it after this. Okay, this is where we ended up. After everything's all said and done, I notched this for fitment. So I've pre-fit everything. This is the back piece that I attached for a back mounting flange. Let me see if I can get this in here. So yeah, it goes like that. You can see the geometry. It really doesn't, it's not so straightforward in here. There's a lot of offset. So the flange here, I'm going to try some pop rivets through here. You could use other fasteners, but and this piece here is kind of like a counter flash too. I mean, I know the system's not going to be weather tight or anything like that, but the goal is to keep the stuff from getting back into that opening. So anyway, that's where we're at. I'm going to throw some paint on these and attach them, and then I'll show you what the finished product hopefully will look like. All right, thanks. Okay guys, here's the finished product. So here's a fender that's not installed yet. And they're a little bit different from the side to side, but Just use 3 pop rivets. And let's try and flip it over here with one hand without so that's what the back looks like. I think it's pretty rugged. We'll see, this thing's not going to be driven in the winter, so. And I'll show you what it looks like. Just mocked up in the car. I don't have it all the way fastened yet, but there's the one that's in there. And that was obviously used to be open and things were just coming straight in. I'll show you the underside. The protection board's off now that goes underneath the chassis here. So that goes on after. Yeah, so that's it. I guess the geometry is pretty close. It's not perfect, but I think it'll certainly serve the purpose it's intended to do, which is just to keep the debris and stones out of there. It's countered flash, so hopefully it keeps the majority of stuff out of there. So, all right, well, hopefully this was helpful. I'm sure you guys have different ways of doing this. This is just the way I chose. So if you got ideas, don't hesitate to share them with everybody. All right, guys, have a good night. Bye.